Hi, welcome to Express Yourself. I'm here with Chloe, and we're at the NDYC on site in the dance studio, talking with some dance students as well as some parkour students here about how they express themselves positively in the community.
We're here with Sonia and Evan. So hey guys, you're from the Dance Umbrella Studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how long have each of you been dancing there for?
I've personally been dancing for 5 years.
And I've been dancing with Dance Umbrella since grade 2, so 12 years.
Oh wow. And what has inspired you guys to start the art of dance?
Well, for me, it started with hip hop. I really enjoyed doing hip hop, and so I asked my mom. I was like, "Hey, I'm curious in doing a hip hop class," and so started doing hip hop. Enjoyed hip hop, and then it just carried on to tap, partnering, modern, and then I started doing it in L.V.R. as well in their dance course, and so that's helpful with ballet and modern as well.
Awesome. What about you, Sonia?
When I first moved here, I saw the Dance Umbrella show, and one of my best friends was in it. And she just got me to come in and try in class, and I kind of fell in love with hip hop at first. And then, like, the teachers are so amazing at Dance Umbrella, and they're like really good support for all the kids who dance there. And then a couple years later, I started doing ballet and jazz, and then tap a few years ago, and partnering. And it's just a really good way to like forget about everything going on and just focus on you and making yourself look good.
It's for sure a lot of self-improvement.
Yeah.
And is there anything that has maybe inspired you to continue to dance for as long as you guys have been?
The fun. It's super fun.
Awesome.
The family aspect, like we dance together almost every day of the week, like, especially with like all the girls, and we've kind of become like a little family.
Awesome. And is there any maybe person that has inspired you in particular to pursue this?
Not necessarily. It's just been sort of a self-led adventure, I guess.
My ballet teacher is absolutely amazing, and she pushes you like the right amount, and she makes everything seem right and everything better.
I'm curious to know, how has dancing impacted your life outside of the dance studio?
Keeps me fit. Keeps me super fit. Yeah, and it's just it puts all your thoughts and your focus into accomplishing one goal, which is to complete the dance, to make the dance look good. And it's, in a way, it's almost meditative, because it just erases your mind from everything else and you're focused on this one task at hand.
Yeah, it definitely like de-stresses you. I always love going to like the studio before like exams or something and just messing around. And like it just puts you in like this mindset where you can do anything if you try and like put your mind to it.
It's expanding on the de-stressing part. Tap definitely helps with that, because you just get to kick the floor for a while. It's good anger management.
It sounds like you guys both really love dance. Where do you see this taking you in the future?
I hope to just be able to continue dancing just for the fun of it. I never really started dance with the idea of becoming a professional dancer, but it's definitely something that I enjoy doing and wish to continue.
Yeah, like a few years ago I was so set on like going to a dance company and like becoming like a professional dancer. But now it's just kind of, it's a good way to get exercise, and it's a lot more fun than like running or something. So I think I'm just going to continue it like recreationally with little dance studios wherever I live.
And does the dance positively maybe affect the other things in your life, such as school in any way?
I definitely think so. And it's also like really good to have the group of girls that I dance with every day there at the school with me, and like I have my group of friends that is like has my back no matter what. And for the school, like, it helps you de-stress. It makes you do better on tests because you don't like overthink it. Yeah.
It's also a good confidence booster. In the fact that most dance studios are either building up or are performing a lot, and that just helps for even public speaking.
Yeah.
just being able to put yourself out there like that and be okay with whatever happens.
When you stare at yourself in a mirror for 4 hours every day, it kind of helps.
So you've mentioned the group of people at the dance studio a few times. Now, how has that affected you?
They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about them, but
It's just it's just like it's a nice close knit group of friends, and it's just nice to have people that you share an interest with, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a family sort of aspect to it.
Yeah.
definitely.
Super social.
What about the teachers? How have they helped you out?
They're always super positive, but obviously constructive criticism is there, and that's just nice too. It's a wake-up call for you to just stop being so hard on yourself, and realize that in the long run it doesn't really matter, but it's still you should still try your best.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like they're kind of like mother figures, but they're not. They're just like a big sister that I never had, and they're just like always there for you, and like whatever you need, like you can just go up and talk to them about absolutely anything, and they're just really awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for the dance show, how many dances are you each in?
She's in a lot more than I am.
So I've been 2 tap pieces, 2 hip hop pieces, and a few like ballet and jazz, and then 2 partnering pieces.
What is that together? 7? 8?
don't know.
7 or 8?
10?
I'm about 5 or 6.
I'm gonna say 10. you have 6.
She had 13 last year,
14.
so 14.
And are you also all over the place in all sorts of different kinds of dance?
Yeah, I go tap, hip hop, partnering.
Maybe a jazz piece.
Maybe a jazz piece, yeah. And there's a couple dances in each of those classes. We usually learn 1 or 2 dances per semester, and then
Yeah, all get smushed together at year-end show.
yeah.
So when it comes time for the big year-end show, how do you guys manage your stress between rehearsals and school and all your other obligations?
I kind of drop out of school for a week. No, it definitely gets hard, like rehearsing from 3:30 until 10:30 every night with only like an hour dinner break. But you definitely learn time management and when you can get your homework done and you're sleeping. And you just have to remember to eat. That's what I always forget to do.
I'm in a lot less dances than she is, so it's easier for me in the fact that I can actually go to school, and I do often have time around that time. But for stress, I just come from a theater background, so I've never really had an issue with stress, and often you practice the dances enough that by the time that you get there, yeah, you're just confident and you can do it because you've done it, 30 times that week even.
So besides time management, what other challenges do dance bring?
Definitely just like putting yourself out there and like gaining the it takes a while to gain the confidence to memorize all these dances and put yourself on a stage in front of like a whole house full of people that you can't see but that are watching you, like your every move and everything. Definitely takes like a lot of confidence to just do that. So that's something you need to learn.
And it builds resilience too, because while you're learning, you can mess up so many times throughout a dance, but you still have to have that drive to continue wanting to do the dance, continuing like wanting to improve, and just like continue building upon yourself and improving yourself as a dancer. That can be challenging for people.
Do you think there's sort of a stigma around being a man and being in something like dancing?
For sure. I think there's going to be one for a long time, but just putting yourself out there and adding another man to the ranks, I guess, that is in itself an improvement. And the more people you can get into it from diverse groups of people, that can spread throughout those groups of people, and then they have a different view on dance as well. And that it's almost like what's the thing where it's like exponents? What's that called? You know?
Oh, factoring? Like
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
factoring tree.
It's like a factoring tree.
Oh, fractals. Fractals.
Yeah. It's like that where it continues to grow, and it affects like groups of people and spreads quickly.
So if let's say I had 2 left feet and I was pretty shy, what were some words of advice that you could give me to help me get into dance?
I always say just give it a shot. I mean, if you try and you get into the right place that has good teachers and, you know, a quality social aspect to it, there's nothing really that can go wrong with you trying. And then you're going to improve even from day one. And so even if you do have 2 left feet, soon you'll be able to differentiate between the 2.
I have 2 right feet.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And like how we got all our boys into partnering was just like asking them to come try. Like
Yeah.
absolutely no pressure on them. They could drop out if they wanted to. Like they didn't have to like it. So like definitely like just jump in and try it.
And maybe for people around the community, just discuss how they can go about maybe even becoming part of the dance umbrella.
You can get on the email list and a sign-up form will be sent out to you around mid-August. And yeah, like there's age groups for every dance class, and there's some closed classes which are seniors like us. But there's definitely a dance class for absolutely everyone.
And I'm sure if you messaged them from Facebook.
You could also message Sabian or Danielle.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. It was great having you on here.
Yeah, it was our pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Coming up after the break, we have Dante talking about parkour, which sounds like a great conversation, so stay tuned.
Hi, welcome back from the break. This is Express Yourself, and we're here with Dante from Red Path Movement, talking to us about parkour.
Yeah. Hey, Dante, how's it going?
Hey.
So first off, I think we're all wondering, what is parkour?
Well, it's a French word that it means moving from point A to B, but it's evolved over the years into style and speed. There's 2 different sections.
And I've heard of free running before. What would you say the difference is between maybe
That's
free running and
mostly
parkour?
style, I guess,
Style.
because that's more of the flip part. Parkour is flips and movement.
Cool. And how has parkour become part of your life? What was that sort of?
Well, I mean, I do it a lot, mostly like 3 or 4 days a week.
Okay.
Because I find it fun.
And how long have you been doing it for?
I haven't been doing it that long, only 6 months.
Mm-hmm. And you're already coaching?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so in other parts of your life, how is parkour affecting that?
I mean, it's brought my upper body strength up a lot. Before I used to play soccer.
Oh, okay.
What inspired you to start doing parkour?
Well, I kind of always saw the videos on YouTube and Instagram and other social media, and I guess it just looked interesting to me.
How did you start doing that? Like, how did you get into that? Who did you talk to?
The original thing was trampolining. I always loved going on a trampoline and doing flips. And then I heard of some people doing it in Nelson, and I wanted to try it.
What was one of the first moves you learned?
Probably a backflip on ground.
Oh, wow. That seems like a high standard to reach.
Yeah.
And was that difficult?
Yeah, it took at least 2 years.
2 years, wow. So I guess that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
How did you work up to get to that?
I guess trampoline. It really showed me how to do it. I learned it on there with a bunch of pillows from my house that my mom allowed me to use.
Apart from trampoline, was there other inspirations for you to start parkour?
I just liked it. It looked fun. It looked cool.
So what keeps you doing parkour?
I guess it's fun. You never really run out of things to do because you take an object and you can find about 50 different things to do over it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it must be pretty frustrating to have to take that much time to learn a move like what you learned. How do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, it's mostly fun. You end up messing around half the time, so it's not all just really frustrating stress. Yeah, it's mostly fun.
does the parkour aspect help, I don't know, your other day-to-day experiences at all, like maybe even school?
Well, I mean, at school, I'm in a photography class, and it's kind of fun to do a little bit of, I guess, movement in a photo to make it look cool.
So when you're trying to learn new things with parkour, who do you turn to?
The coach there, Mateus, he's actually really involved with his students, and I think that's great.
And how does he help you out?
By either, I guess there's a thing called spotting where you make sure someone doesn't land on their neck, which is really helpful. And also just showing you special ways to do it and ways to build up to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you were to, or if someone asked you, what makes parkour fun, what makes it cool, what would you say to them?
I guess what I said before, the way that you can find an object and find so many different ways to either go over it or under it.
So where do you go to train for parkour?
Well, the coach Mateus has an indoor gym in Nelson, and it's a really good way to build up to going outside.
And where do you go when you go outside?
Well, I mean, most private property you'll get kicked out of, which I don't go. And so usually just you find a place like Lakeside where you can find a couple of ledges and places that you can do stuff.
And sorry, just kind of backtracking a bit to the space that you train at, where is that located if anybody wanted to?
So I don't know the exact address, but Baker Street underneath Pharmasave with the boxing gym.
And for someone that maybe isn't part of parkour and wants to get into it, what would you say to them to
try it. It's really fun. He offers special deals for people just starting to try it. And I guess that's really nice for people to be able to start for cheap.
And could anyone just come down there on any given day and talk to them about it?
You have to sign a waiver, and then
of course.
if you want, he'll do an introductory class with you to show you so that you don't get hurt.
Great.
And then
Awesome.
you can try.
Can anybody just do parkour?
Well, I mean, as long as you want to try it and you actually want to commit to trying.
So where do you see this taking you in the future?
I mean, I want to try some competitions later, but I never really joined it as a professional sport. I just kind of wanted to try it, and it ended up being really fun.
Thanks, Dante, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for telling us ways that you express yourself. If you're a youth in the community who wants to figure out more ways to express yourself, go check out our Facebook page, the Nelson Youth Action Network, and we've got lots of cool opportunities that you can check out.
One of those opportunities is being on the show, so go ahead and shoot that Facebook page a message, and you will have the opportunity to be here with us. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I've been Ben.
I'm Chloe. Thanks for watching.